everyone, welcome to week 5 of the Compassion Project Presents Art for Resilience. My name is Noelle Pflanz and I am an art educator and an all-around craft enthusiast and craft cheerleader. This week we are looking forward and we're asking ourselves, how do we carry on with our daily lives and move forward, especially at a time like now when things can feel unpredictable and stressful. None of us can predict the future, but we can give ourselves the opportunity to visualize what we want our futures to look like without feeling overwhelmed. So this week, I'm going to show you how to make a journal using common items found in your home and then provide a few prompts like writing down daily affirmations to help move your mind forward. Now, if you're anything like me and you just heard the term daily affirmation, you might be cringing a little bit inside, and that is totally okay. Writing down daily affirmations, especially at first, can feel really cheesy, it can feel really awkward, but it has been scientifically proven that when you allow yourself to create small and simple goals, you can empower yourself and better your conscious and your unconscious mind. And the same thing goes with writing about gratitude, being able to share appreciation for the kindness a person has shown you, or even for a beautiful, bright, sunny day like I'm having today, can improve your quality of life. We will be making 2 journals, one that's a foldable one, and then one that has some really simple binding techniques. So the first one is more of a traditional journal, looks like a traditional journal with a lot more pages. And this is great if you have some longer term goals that you want to work on, or you just want to have more pages to record further into the future. And then the second one is just a shorter one that's great for recording for a week at a time or a couple of days. And that's totally great too. Right now, some of us might be feeling like our future is just 7 days from now and need to be thinking in this shorter span. So that's a great way to record that as well. So all you'll need are paper. So if you have art paper, that's great, but you can also just use standard 8.5 by 11 computer paper. If you don't have that on hand, you can also use things like Post-it notes, junk mail, anything that has a blank surface that you can do some jotting down in is totally great. You'll want something for your cover for the first book. So anything that's a decorative piece of paper, this is just some scrap art paper that we had at our house. But again, you can use something like junk mail or even a newspaper just to kind of make it a little more decorative. Or you can just use a blank piece of paper and individualize it with your own creativity and make your own cover. You'll also want a pair of scissors, a pen or a marker or a Sharpie, a safety pin or a thumbtack or even a toothpick, and then some thread. And that's going to help bind the first book. So for this book, you first want to make sure that your pages are torn down small enough so that they fit within your book cover. And so as you start folding pages, you just want to fold them in half. And for this type of book, you can have anywhere from 5 to 20 pages. And then you'll also want to make sure that you can fold your decorative paper in half. So then you're going to want to lay all of your pages on top of your cover open with that crease right in the middle. For mine, I've decided to do 5 pages. Make sure that crease lines up and that your book is sitting center of your cover. Next, you're going to want to take your safety pin or your thumbtack and pierce the center of the book right in that crease. You might need to kind of wiggle it back and forth a little bit. Next, you want to make 2 more holes, and you're going to pierce these about equidistant from each other, but still at least 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from the top. There you have your 3 holes. Next, you'll want to get your thread and cut off anywhere between 12 to 15 inches. A good trick is to measure out about 3 times the length of your book, and that will give you more than enough thread. If you have a needle that's available to you, that can be really helpful to push the thread through the book. But if a needle isn't available to you, just make these holes a little bit bigger and you should be able to push the thread or the yarn through. So we're going to start off by going through that center hole, going to the outside of the book, and we'll leave about a 3 to 4 inch tail in the center. Then we'll flip the book over and go from the outside in through our top hole. Flip it back over. And then we'll go from the inside out into our bottom hole. Pull through. And then we'll come back into the book from the outside through that center hole again. Give it a nice pull. Then we can tie a little knot and trim off some of the excess thread. And there you have it. A super quick and easy journal. You can fill this up with your daily affirmations or whatever your gratitude is. So for the second book, it's even simpler. The first fold you'll want to make is along the long way. Fold in half. Open up your paper and then fold it the other direction. Open your paper again and then fold your two edges inside to meet that center crease. Next, you're going to want to cut the center of your paper. So to do that, fold it in half and then cut right down the middle to that first crease. Open your paper back up and then fold the long way again. And you'll see what creates a little plus sign because of your cut, like this. You can then fold down the edges of your paper to create your pages. And there you have it. That's a really easy way to make a short little book, great for a week's worth of daily affirmations. If writing daily affirmations is new for you, here's a good way to start. Start with the words I am. It could be as simple as I am happy. Try to stay away from starting affirmations with I want or I need, because this only affirms the feeling of wanting or needing. Saying I am affirms the feelings and desires you already have. Visualize the wonderful experiences in the world that you are already experiencing, like I am happy to be able to take afternoon walks. You can also begin your affirmations with I know, or I have, or I love, or any other positive statement, like I love that I get to share crafting with my community. Write your affirmations in the now. Instead of saying, I'll be a talented artist after I finish an art class, say, I am a talented artist who enjoys learning new things. Don't get too caught up on the how part or tiny details. Be as specific as you want, but don't try to define how these things will show up. Right now, you just need to put yourself in the frame of mind that you are enough and you have what you need. Once that harmony comes into your life, you'll have a better headspace to start defining a plan of action to make those goals a reality. Also, affirm your current successes, like I am great at my job. This helps to reinforce your positive feelings. Don't get caught up in writing daily affirmations correctly. Ask yourself some other questions if you're having trouble getting started, like what experiences would you like to have? What do you imagine your life to be like? What circumstances would you like to improve? What does your world look like when you dream forward? Most importantly, enjoy yourself. I love doing this because I'm a planner. I love to get in the nitty-gritty details of how to make something happen. But sometimes that can feel like a lot and can make me feel anxious or frozen, and then nothing happens. This process simplifies things. And if you do it long enough, you can go back and look at previous affirmations and see that what you put out into the universe came right back and is now your current life. Thank you for tuning in to week 5 of the Compassion Project Presents Art for Resilience. I hope that learning how to create your own journal and starting to write down your daily affirmation leads to brighter days ahead, and continue to check in for more art and more prompts, and we'll see you next week. Bye.